Hello everyone, it is the Canadian Futures Trader here. It is Sunday evening. It is the completion of day 2 of TopStep Trader Step 2. Quick recap of where I was. I had to reset last week because I traded too many contracts by mistake, completely my fault. So I reset on Christmas Eve, so that counted as day 1. I did a small trade and I made roughly $200. So coming into today, I was up 200, and unfortunately it did not go well, as you see by this huge red circle. I'm going to go over what I did and what I did wrong. I did a few things completely wrong, and I'll also go over quickly the 4 trades that I made. So this number here, I lost 2,444. You can also see up here in the progress bar. So you get a $3,000 drawdown with the 150K combine. So once this bar fills up, obviously you automatically bust. So that's why I stopped trading, and should have honestly stopped trading after the very first trade. And you can see my balance right here, 147,732. So before I get to what I did today, plan is the rest of the week is dig myself out of this hole. It's kind of a repeat of last week, what I was doing with my last go with this account. So my main focus will be on trading this account and digging myself out of the hole. I'm not setting like a daily goal or anything. It's basically going to be, if trading's going well, keep trading. If it's not going well, shut things down and move on to the next day. So what did I do today? So down here at the bottom, it shows the 4 trades I made. The very first trade, and I'm not going to go super in depth, but just to give you an idea, I usually trade the Ultra Bond. So my first trade was Ultra Bond. I believed that the bonds were going to be going up this evening at the open. The equities indexes fell, and usually the bonds and the equities move inversely. So equities tanked, bonds start to go up. I went long on the bonds. I expected that rally to continue, and unfortunately it did not. It started to go down. The first mistake I did was I just didn't get out of the trade. I usually am pretty good about getting out after a 3 or 4 tick loss, but I stuck with it. I was convinced in my head that they were going to rally up, so I stuck with it, and unfortunately they just kept creeping down, down, down. At some point there was a big jump down, and in the end I ended up eating, I'm going to scroll to the right here, a $1,500 loss. At some point I just said, okay, I'm this isn't turning around, and I didn't want to risk it continuing to go against me. So I got out. Honestly, I should have stopped trading at that point. At a minimum, I should have walked away, taken a break, maybe waited till tomorrow morning. But I didn't. My next 2 trades were NQ, small losses. So, one only $15 on 135. Was just trying to get something going there. But unfortunately, the market had pretty much stopped moving. So the market made a huge move and then basically did nothing. Essentially after that. So I should have stopped there, but I decided not to, and you see the $750 loss. I went back to the bonds. So after that prolonged kind of sell-off of the bonds and the price falling, I decided to sell as well and try to ride them down, hoping for it to break new lows. Usually when it breaks lows, it kind of, you get a bit of a rush, if you will. Like it won't just like break by tick, it'll break by tick and then just like fall 5 more ticks. Unfortunately, that did not happen, so I shorted them, and what happened was that was the point where they did turn around and start to come back up. So I would have honestly been better off just sitting in this original trade. I would have recouped some of this loss, but unfortunately, the timing of my decisions and the decisions I made led to a bunch of losses. So a few mistakes there. Obviously, one, I didn't listen to my own rules. My own rules are, if I'm wrong by 3 or 4 ticks, just get out of the trade. I did not do that. I stuck with this first trade, and look at what it cost me. Even 5 ticks would have been better than, whatever this was. This is about 16 or 17 ticks. So, 2, so I didn't get out. 2, once I did get out of it, I didn't just shut things down for a while, didn't walk away. I kept trading. That was a mistake. And then mistake number 3 was I then was basically, I guess, revenge trading, you'd say, or just like I wasn't like thinking things through. My basic thought process was like, okay, this seems to be the new trend. I'm going to jump on rather than really just kind of waiting. And so dug myself a pretty nice hole. So I'm going to leave it at that. On the plus side, my OneUp trader account went really well today. So I encourage you to look at that video if you want to see something positive. And I'm on day number 8 there, and things are going really well. So I'll leave it at that. The plan for the rest of the week on this account, I will be focusing on this account more than OneUp the rest of the week. OneUp's in terrific shape, so I'm really going to put a lot more effort into TopStep, try to dig myself out of this hole and see what we can do with it. I'm not really setting like a daily goal or anything. It's more just like at this point, like nose to the grindstone, make good decisions with this account, and see what we can do with it. So I'll leave it at that, and I will update you on how day 3 goes.